La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.
Bard College currently costs over $60,000 a year. However, on April 15th, the college runs out of money. Today, we are having a panel discussion on why that is.
Breakdown of tuition will be presented, as well as the average tuition cost per time, $60,000.
So many schools, you leave your college and then you do it as your alma mater and just mail it money. And so their fundraising efforts are very easy. You know, the checks just pour into the Vassars and the Williams and the certificates and the other aspect is that we're lacking in something called an endowment. For Harvard, in a 4% year, it's going to be $1.2 billion. That is enough to never charge anyone at Harvard tuition again, ever. They could run their entire institution, everything they do, without ever asking for any money. Even in a bad year, that would cover it. But they don't do that. They still ask them. At the other extreme, you can probably guess who this is. It's the pennies of Bard. And maybe we should put a crack in the piggy bank too, because our endowment's virtually non-existent. So if I'm looking at, this is endowment level, right? $30 billion for Harvard. Virtually nothing for Bard. This is endowment income. So this essentially is going to go into my pie for running the college. At a place like Grinnell, you're going to have their endowment producing 50% of their operating budget. At Bard, zero. Near zero. Okay? If we take someone in the middle, say NYU, this is my very engineered, unstable skyscraper, but NYU, again at 4%, they're going to slough off $120 million a year. Just by holding that money. Okay, that's the entire operating budget. If we had NYU's endowment, that would fund the entire college. Okay, so this is just to put in context the challenge that we face. Because by not having that endowment, that means that there's more for WRAs. This is not slicing into that gifts and grants pie.
Could you say what endowment is, in case there's some out there who don't know what it is? What is endowment?
Yeah, so this is going to be simply the collection of investments and holdings that a college has. A lot of times this starts at an institution by a very large foundation or individual gifting that, and then it essentially being operated like an investment account where then it grows. And Harvard, like I said, they have a very strong alma mater. They also have many rich people that go to that place. So people simply mail them money. Foundations give them huge amounts of money. So whatever they do in terms of their operation, this pool is growing. And Harvard is the extreme. I mean, they literally are a bank that happens to run a college. The endowment is actually taking up 50% of this pie if this is our income, right? So I'm sure you guys can guess what this big chunk is. Yes, tuition and fees. This would be program specific. And then this large chunk, which is, nearly 18%, or nearly $18 million rather, is what Deborah has to raise. This is why we're here today, because this piece is so big. So even though tuition is quite high at this college, what really matters is when we go to the expense side of this. Because this isn't even really all earned income when I think about what the expenses go to. Now the key one here, I'm sure you guys can guess, because if you're representative of the college, at least 2/3 of you are on financial aid. So 1/3 of this pie is going to be redistributed in the form of financial aid. So this is going to be instruction. All of the professors that make this place so great, along with you guys, obviously. I should have done a better pie. We spend nearly 2/3 of our budget on financial aid and instruction at the college. This is what we do. This is what we do well. This is, in part, why this place is expensive. It's attracting the best faculty and making it affordable for students that don't necessarily have the means to come here. So the interesting piece of this is that if I was to look at net tuition, forget the jargon, I don't want to get into too many terms, but if I was to look at what it actually costs to educate a student, including the financial aid, it's even higher than the tuition costs. So even the full payers are coming here on a subsidy. Okay, this is a very important point, and it's a little unbelievable until you look at the numbers when you consider, a $43,000 ticket price. So now if I jump a little further into this, 20% is going to be many of the things with supporting the institution. So this is institutional support, academic services, student affairs, everything from running computer labs to the three of us in the room to Gretchen and support staff that goes along with that, counseling services. You have a nearly 10% going to buildings and grounds. People cleaning the institution, fixing the institution, and running some of these buildings. And then this would actually be matching this income, which is your other program expenses. So I think Jim may speak to this, but one of the main misconceptions to come from this tabling is what tuition does and doesn't go to. So I hear a lot of people, why do we fund the Bard High Schools with our tuition dollars? Why do we fund the Performing Arts Center or Summerscape with our tuition dollars? And the answer is you don't. That's not in this pie, because that's funded separately. So this is an apples to apples comparison of where your tuition dollars go. They go to supporting entities. Bard was a tiny institution for most of its life. Okay, if you look at the number, and Deborah maybe can speak more to this, but if you look at the number of alumni, I think 50% of our alumni graduated in the last, 10 years, 12 years, 20? 50% of our living alumni graduated in the last 20 years. That's not a big pool to draw on.
Because they're young in their careers, they haven't made the vast fortunes where they can afford to give us an endowment gift.
Yeah, we don't have.
But in another 10 years, those people will now be 30 years out of college. They'll be ready to, have made some money and ready to give it back to their college. That's our hope, anyway. The way that Bard has been very successful to this point because of the Board of Trustees that the President's been able to attract to the institution. They have supported us with their annual giving, not necessarily given us big endowment gifts. And for many years that was used as a way of a management strategy, if you will. That as long as you manage this institution well and efficiently and frugally, at the end of the year when you had a deficit situation, the trustees would step up and meet the budget obligation. While our students grow and develop economically and develop that source of wealth, we have had unaffiliated trustees step up and give us vast sums of support. Historically, Leon Levy giving the college lots of money. And Richard Fisher, whose name is on the Performing Arts Center, former chairman, donated a tremendous amount of money to the operation of this institution. And we have other board members now that have great capacity and have supported the institution, and I think they will. I think they will protect and nurture this college in the future. I'm very optimistic about what's going to happen. But we're going to need you guys too, right? To step up and make that piece of the pie. Well, make this needs to be smaller and a bigger part come from the endowment. That's the piece of the pie that's missing here. There's no endowment contribution, and that's the part that's money-making money. That's the easy kind to get. You just spend your interest. So we'd like to be like that at some point in time, and we will. Just a few more years.